It is the last full moon of 2025. What does a full moon represent? What can we expect from this full moon? And how can I honor this moon with a full moon ritual? I am so glad you asked. I'm Alexandra, I'm an astrologer, and I'm here to give you grounded tips to work with the astrological weather at hand. So let's get into it. We are very acquainted with the moon, aren't we? As earthlings, we look up at the sky and we see the moon. She's right there. She's always there. And she's so pretty and marvelous and magical. You can't help but get lost in her essence. You know, if you possess whimsy and childlike joy. But she also has an energetic influence on us as well, as little earthlings that we are. Full moons are the last phase in the moon cycle, and they're a time of things coming to a head. We're faced with things that no longer work for us and things we're ready to let go of. Full moons are generally a time of releasing energy rather than calling it in. The energy is so palpable and volatile to begin with. I don't like to mess with it and call new things in. I also think manifesting is overused in the spiritual community. What happened to just enjoying and being yourself and taking in what you do have? What happened to that? What happened to that? That's neither here nor there. That is not what we're talking about. If you feel called to manifest on a full moon, you can try it. Try it. But generally, we are letting go of things. We are shedding, because then it is the peak moment in the lunar cycle before it transitions to a new moon. The light dwindles back down. So in my head, that signifies decay and shedding, you know? Full moons are a very introspective and reflective time. I don't really like to go out during full moons because people can be freaky. It depends on what sign it's in, of course, but generally things get wacky during full moon, you could say. One could say that. You can notice like signs or coincidences happening during this time that are like just more in your face than normal. You could be getting like intuitive knowings coming to you, information being revealed to you, especially with this full moon, which we will get into. If you want to get a deeper understanding of how a full moon will play out, you can look at what sign it's going to be in and then see where that sign is in your chart. So for this full moon, the last full moon of 2025, this is a super moon in the sign of Gemini. Gemini girls, oh my god. Gemini is the jokester. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so Geminis like to chat. Gemini likes to learn. Gemini likes to be stimulated. They don't like to stay in one place for one time. They need variety and adaptability, and things can't be the same, because then they're already on to the next thing. Once you already catch up to them, they're actually like, oh wait, no, I'm not even doing that anymore. Keep up. So with this full moon in Gemini, you could be receiving information. If we think of the full moon, it's bright in the sky. It's shining down on us, right? I would expect some newfound information to come to people during this time, whether it's about someone in their lives, or because Gemini is social, Gemini is about like other people, or new information about like a project, depending on where it's happening in your chart. But also, I would also maybe be careful of what you say to others. Gemini can have a tendency to talk too much. Love Gemini, love you Gemini. I do not tolerate Gemini slander here. I'm not here to slander you Geminis. However, Gemini's journey is to understand that listening is just as important as talking and sharing. You know, they can be a little flighty. They don't like when things get too serious or too, ooh, that's emotional. Ooh, Gemini will run away. Gemini doesn't really do that deep stuff. It's light and fun. Let's keep it light and fun. We're having a good time. Let me just talk to you and tell you about things. We don't have to talk about our emotions. Unless, of course, the Gemini has water placements, then maybe. That's what I'm getting for this Gemini full moon. I feel like there's a lot of urgency of what to do and not to do during full moons. So I thought I would share my personal favorite things, my personal favorite rituals for a full moon. My favorite thing to do during full moons is to check in with yourself. I know people online love to just manifest, release, set intentions, do it. It just places a lot of pressure under this lunar phase, which is honestly really powerful. It's really like a special time. I don't know, before I do anything, I just like to feel. I mean, maybe that's very water sign of me. I'm so water dominant. Oh my god. But I don't know. I think it's also because I've learned over the years. I used to just write immediately, oh, it's a full moon. I have to do a ritual. I have to do this. I have to do it. I have to. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do anything. A ritual can be as simple as just seeing how you're feeling on the day. Like what comes up for you. I personally don't even do anything until like later on. My favorite thing to do for a full moon is to say, I wonder how this energy will unfold for me. I always write that out in my journal because I journal every morning. All of this to say, check in with yourself. Just see how you feel. What's coming up for you? What information are you getting? What feelings are you getting? Are you having any like downloads, as they say? Any intuitive downloads? It sounds silly, but it's true. Sometimes you just get hit with like a wave of information and you're like, oh my God, I know everything now. I understand. And then it is like your aha moment or the thing that you needed to pivot in your life, or, it can be a profound shift that happens. Like, I don't know. I love that. So that's what I like to do. That's the first thing I like to do on a full moon. Just see how the hell I'm feeling before I do anything else. For full moons, again, I don't recommend manifesting. I recommend just being. If you feel particularly like you've been through a metamorphosis and you're ready to shed, then I would recommend a writing ritual, which would be especially beneficial for this full moon in Gemini, because Gemini is literally ruled by Mercury. Gemini likes to read and write. Gemini likes to talk words. So writing is, yeah. So basically for that, you just write out what you're ready to let go of. You can say, I let go of, self-doubt or being self-critical. That's my favorite one personally. I still have it, but things like that. Whatever you're ready to release, maybe it's a thought process, maybe it's a way of being, you write that down, write it down, and then you can either rip it up and throw it away, or you can burn it. I like to burn it. And before you burn it, you can read it out loud to the moon outside and then burn it in a little fire pit, or, safely. Oh, I love that. That's just gratifying. And then you imagine like the fire burning away what you no longer want in your life anymore. Oh, it's powerful. I love lunar cycles. So I'm an astrologer, bitch. You know what else I love to do? I love to do a little card spread. I love to do a 3-pull card spread. Card 1 could be what is coming up for you right now. And then card 2 could be what is falling away from you. And card 3 could be what's coming next or advice. I just like to do that if you're feeling called. I feel especially connected with, the forces at bay, the universe and all the things during full moons and new moons. So card pulling is just a nice way to get in touch with yourself and those energies even more. We are all about energy, aren't we? It's why we like full moons. It's why we're connected to the moon as earthlings. Oh my God, I could go on. There's a lot of talk of like moon water and charging your crystals under full moons. And absolutely, I think you should do that if that's what you want to do. The benefit of these things is just to have that energy of the moon. You can clean your crystals by either energetically cleaning them or with like incense, and then you charge them under a full moon and it just charges them and activates the energy of the crystal. Similarly, if you put like a jar of water under the moon, it will take in that energy of the moon, and then you can drink it, you can, put it in your plants, you can shower with it. And then imagine that energy of the moon on you, girl. It's just like, if you're into all that magical stuff, then I totally recommend that. I used to be huge into crystals. I still have them in my room and I like them a lot, but I'm not as like, I don't carry them in my bra anymore, like I used to. Best you believe that I was charging those shits under the full moon, so. And last but not least, you can use some journal prompts to honor this full moon, which I guess is kind of similar to intention setting, but it's a little different. For this full moon, journal prompts could look like, what information are you receiving right now? Like, what new information is coming to you? What's it about? Have you been avoiding anything? Have you been too busy? Where in your life can you ground down and have a little more focus in? Where is more information needed? Like, where are you gaining information? And then where is more information needed for you to move forward in your life? That is the themes for this full moon in Gemini 2025. Miss Supermoon. So we might be feeling the intensity of it. We've had like 3 supermoons in a row, so that's crazy. That's crazy. Those are my full moon tips. I hope you enjoyed. My goal is just to bring astrology knowledge in a grounded way, so I hope I did that for you. And if I did, feel free to follow along. And you can always do a full moon meditation as well. We love full moon meditations, and I will have them up on my channel if you feel so called to indulge. But yeah, until next time, bye!